In today's video, we're going to be talking about the betrayal of Donald Trump by Fox News. First of all, the McRib is back, breaking news. That's the big news of the day. Not necessarily that Fox News stabbed us in the back. Anyway, let's go into Fox News. I like to call it faux news. In fact, it's been on decline for a little while now, but recently it's gone to a whole new fever pitch. Now, if you look into the history of Fox News, I can break this down further. It started in 1996, right? Fox News Corp. Did it? I don't know. Let's keep going. As you can see, first of all, we have to look at how the headlines are phrased. This is supposed to be pro-Republican, and it's supposed to be biased on the right. What it's trying to do, perhaps, is going for CNN, but more moderate. As you can see, progressives fire back at Obama, okay? So they're basically criticizing the socialist left, not necessarily the left that is doing all of the control, the ones that are all in control, which is the neoliberal types. As you can see, Biden intends to keep Wray as FBI director. Again, the same neoliberal cabal and establishment. Here, and we're moving along, and I'll tell you how this is going to go down. All right. There's so far not very opinionated headlines so far, which is a good indication of them getting the message that they're extremely biased, okay? Now let's go back over here. If we go to their opinions, we'll see who is at the source. So here it is. They're basically saying, oh, Biden won, also, it's still conservative, don't worry. Are you kidding me? They have Tucker Carlson, but Tucker Carlson is controlled. He's on a leash, okay? Most people on this platform call him President-elect Biden, even though that's anything but the truth, honestly. So again, we must examine the evidence here of them being biased. As you can see, it's more appreciable if you watch videos, but I'm not going to be playing their videos on my channel right now. So hold on as I go through and try to find stuff like this. Obama and Biden are getting nice, softballs thrown at them. Democrats are starting to get big interviews on this as they are really honestly pivoting towards the left. As you can see here, they are not covering any of the fraud. Where is the fraud? There's zero fraud coverage. This goes to show how retarded this is. They're giving Dan Crenshaw coverage. Where is the coverage of the fraud? We have a very obvious case of fraud, and they're not covering it. And I'll move on to another topic right now. Finally, we're back onto Fox News, the channel. Now, on election night, I was on Fox News, on their website, or more specifically on their channel. I had it on my TV, and I saw faux news, and I thought, well, they won't be super biased, so I'll see what's going on. And turns out that their sub count was 6.9 million subscribers, and I thought, oh, they might hit 7 million because it's the election night, it's a big night. Turns out they lost, what, like 100, 200, 300,000 subs. They're back down to 6.62 million subscribers. They lost subs. Their ratings are down 33 to 50% across the board. Tucker hit less, but still. As you can see right now, where is the fraud coverage? We're looking at dozens of videos right now that all of a sudden do not have anything to do with the fraud. Where is it? They would rather give an interview to Brad Parscale, where he basically twists the truth and makes Trump look bad and criticizes his China virus response, which is ridiculous, okay? So here, they spent 3 hours on recording and broadcasting Steve Mnuchin and Jay Powell having a testimony before the Senate. But they don't spend a minute covering the Arizona hearing, which is very freaking odd, doesn't it, huh? They'll give John Ossoff, the Democratic candidate against David Perdue in the Georgia runoff, 13 minutes to speak or whatever, speaking to the press, but they won't give 10 minutes to cover the fraud. So again, what the hell? And when they do talk well about Trump, it is in the past tense. And I'll even go further as to show you what would happen around the election and what they were saying right then. So as you can see right now, we are before the election. They gave Trump rallies coverage, okay? They gave hours to Trump looking. They gave Biden coverage, okay, fair enough. And as you can see, as we go to the 4-week mark, we are looking at them already pivoting to Joe Biden. As you can see, there's no support. There is no support here. No support for him. Okay? Where is it? Where's the Republican support? Where's Donald Trump being supported here? There's nothing. There's nothing here. So, again, also, Joe Biden defeats Donald Trump, becomes the president. 3 weeks ago, before a single state certified its results, as far as I can tell, they didn't even give a single shred of credence to voter fraud. So, yes, Fox News is corrupt. They are bought out. And I'll tell you who owns Fox News and who runs this trash heap now, as I would call it, basically. Let's go ahead and move on to Right Side Broadcasting Network, which is an authentic Trump-supporting network. As you can see, over here, 4 weeks to a month, every single Trump rally is covered, okay? You go up, and you go to the MAGA rally, the Stomp the Steal, all of these are covered. Prayer vigils, okay? This is a devoted fan base. Fox News is not for pro-Trump. Fair enough. But look, they don't even air the hearings. RSBN, Right Side Broadcasting Network, airs the hearing. They have a Trump bus tour. They have the entire Arizona hearing. As you can see, I saw the whole thing basically. 11 hours long, okay? Michigan State Senate hearing, 7 hours long. Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood hold the press briefing. That's another probably couple hours maybe. So look, they are covering the news. They are covering the fraud. Whereas, what is Fox doing? Talking about Trump maybe running in 4 years? F off, retards. This is ridiculous. Now, let's move on to the history of the Fox News channel. As you can see right now, they're on a litany of channels. They have high syndication, one of the most popular channels in the world. Well, specifically America, though. As you can see, it started off with Australian publisher Rupert Murdoch, okay? This guy was not bad. In fact, Roger Ailes had been pro-Donald Trump. As you can see here, there had been biased reporting in favor of George W. Bush and Donald Trump. Whereas now, instead of covering Bush with negative press, they now hit Trump with negative press. That's not fair at all, right? And you are regulated to a couple of people that are pro-Trump. Maybe Tucker, even though Tucker made Trump look like an idiot with Sidney Powell. Or maybe Laura Ingraham or Sean Hannity, who has risen to be the most consistent Trump supporter of all the people on Fox. Maybe Lou Dobbs as well. More than Tucker Carlson, but we have people like Brett Baier, who pretended to be unbiased and then calls the election for Joe Biden probably not even a week after the election, right? So completely preposterous, okay? You look at the October edition of Fox News, and already this is not as anti-Trump as what we just saw recently, right? So come the hell on. Come the hell on. They're cucks. They got rid of Bill O'Reilly. They knew what they were doing, and honestly, it's awfully disappointing. If you look at the demographics, it's an age demographic. So what you can see here is that among the young people, they're not viewed as much as by old people, which means that their viewer base is going to die off eventually, correct? Well, in that case, you would have to pander to the youth, and to pander to the youth, which are millennials and so forth, they would have to be more moderate or liberal, which in case they sacrifice on their pretense of being pro-Trump or pro-conservative and go for the nonsensical Brett Baier approach of neocon, establishment, RINO, unbiased, retard, Jonah Goldberg type level material here. So that's kind of depressing to see. But as you can see, their slogan is fair and balanced. And now they're no longer that. Because look, being biased towards Trump is a bias. But Donald Trump is correct most of the time. So that bias is typically correct, okay? And to say that there's no evidence of fraud in this election, it's like saying that there's no evidence that Hillary Clinton underperformed and did bad with Benghazi, and yet they covered hundreds of segments over Benghazi. As you can see, 478 segments involving Susan Rice, okay? 144 interviews of GOP members of Congress, okay? And these mother effers do not want to give a minute to talk about the fraud. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me right now, okay? And this has happened slowly and slowly ever since Roger Ailes died in 2017, I believe was the year, okay? And honestly, the people that run it now are not running it well. And again, awfully pathetic, right? Look at the list of people. Who here is actually pro-Trump out of all of these, okay? Neil Cavuto threw him under the bus. Bayer threw him under the bus. Barataroma is not the end of the world. Lou Dobbs is loyal. Harris Faulkner, the black one, could not even name George Soros. She's weak. Greg Gutfeld is fine. Sean Hannity's fine. Bill Hemmer, from what I've heard, is no good. Steve Hilton, not good. Laura Ingraham is good. Mark Levin is good. Dana Perino is a Bushite. Trash. Janine Pirro got her show canceled because she was too pro-Trump. Chris Wallace is never Trump. Jesse Waters, kind of cool but kind of cucked. And the black guy, Juan Antonio Williams, is also a Democrat or whatever. So, no bueno, no bueno, no bueno. And then look at the roster. You see people that are leftists, you see people that are RINOs, and that's your diversity. You get RINOs and leftists. Who are their people? Karl Rove, crap. Ben Shapiro, garbage, okay? We look at other people such as Guy Benson, or people such as Goldberg, Jonah Goldberg, etc. You know, garbage human beings in terms of Republicans, no good. And again, this is no good. This is no good. They're running the channel into the ground. And who is in control of it? Paul Ryan. You look at Paul Ryan. He really runs the ship now. He's one of the chairmen, one of the chair members, okay? Susan Scott, no good. Took over Fox News after she was, after Roger Ailes. Was she any good? No. Roger Ailes was the true conservative guy running the ship. All of a sudden, it got steered in the wrong direction because they let the woman that took after him to make it more moderate, more neoliberal, and screw over the bias and the, you know what I mean, and just ruin the channel. And everybody that's on Fox News now is complicit in it, and they're willing to sacrifice what they're willing to say for the sake of optics and for keeping their check. And look, fine, keep your check. Don't say you're America first. Don't say you're a paleocon. Don't say you're pro-Trump, because you're really not. At the end of the day, if you're really pro-Trump on that channel, they're going to kick you out. And if you're not, you're going to stay on. Tucker Carlson is going to get kicked out, or he's going to stay on while cucking. Tucker Carlson is dead to me insofar as this election goes, because he's completely useless. And he's just a part of it. And over here, they're running interference. They're trying to help out Ronna McDaniel. It's not helping. So, guys, that's why Fox News is no good. Fox News exposed. Paul Ryan is on their board. That's not a good sign. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Get me to 1,000 before the inauguration, and goodbye.